Daily life before coming to church here at Roots was, I was spiritually bankrupt, that is for sure. We had no belief system in our household. We had no prayer in our household. We had no structure in our household. We had no structure. I had no structure in my life. Coming here has changed our life for sure in a positive way. It's very impactful to ourselves, to our families, and to everybody else around us.
Life before Roots was a period of my life that was, I would say, a period of unbelief, drug addiction, multiple different addictions, depression, just a very dark period in my life before Roots. Lost. That was a period I would say where I was lost. It was within the last 2 years, because we've been coming to Roots since I think like 2016. And, just kind of, a lot of it was just going through the motions. But it was, now looking back, it was my God taking me down that journey to get me to the point where I'm at today. Like I had to go through all of that to get to where I'm at today. And I'd say about 2 years ago, I finally just came to the realization, like, I believed, but I didn't believe. And for me to be in such denial and angry at God, because I was still very angry at God. And for me to realize that to be so angry at him meant that, for me, it just kind of reconfirmed that I believed in him. Like you can't be angry at something that you don't believe in, that makes sense. And for me, as soon as I came to that realization, it was just like the walls came down, the chains came off, and I was like, I came to terms with the fact that I did believe in God and that I was okay with that and that I wanted to be a Christian woman and I wanted to be a representation of his love in this world.
I've struggled with addiction for over 20 years with methamphetamines, women, drugs, money, power, all that goes with that. I have been to treatment centers. I have been to federal prison. I got out of federal prison and I started getting high before I was even done with the treatment of the federal prison. I had already relapsed again. There is hope, God's love for us is real, and learning the word love was probably the biggest inspiration that I could probably give somebody else. There is hope on the other side. This is a way better life, way better life. It's way more fun. You don't have to, I'm not looking over my back. I can show up to work. I try to be involved in my kids' life. It's just such a blessing. This life's just such a blessing.
There is hope on the other side. There is a life on the other side. That darkness that you're living in, it doesn't have to be your end story. It doesn't have to be your end all. The hardest thing for me to surrender would be, in all honesty, a lot of the anger and resentments that I held towards people and myself, mostly over the things that I did during that time. I had a lot of, mostly just overcoming basically the harm that I did to myself. When I surrendered, like I said, and I started tithing, it was really put on my heart, and it was put on my heart for a while, and I kept fighting it, and finally when I gave into it and started tithing, it was another one of those walls that came down, and it helped me become more of the type of person that I was so dying to become. I knew who I wanted to be, but I didn't know how to become that person. And when I started tithing, it was just another thing to help me, become more of the spiritual person that I wanted to be.
We have a place that's safe to come to, we have a place that is loving, caring. There's open doors here. You can wear what you want. You can be who you want when you walk in the door, and eventually it will change you if you come back and give it an honest effort and let that spiritual being, inside of you come out, instead of having it tied down, inside of you, or tithing has changed our lives for sure. I never gave, I never tithed, I never did anything with money to the church. But it has definitely been an impact on our lives. And thank you for anybody who does it. It will change you. I like the change lives thing a lot.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. 'Cause it's literally what we are. We're
Yeah.
changed lives.
That you are.
Yeah, that slogan is very
Huge
good.
testimony.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yep.